When talking about the most delusional celebrities, you can't not mention Steven Seagal. While at one point he was a somewhat respected martial artist and actor, today he's known for his horrible straight-to-DVD movies, fondness.
Man, I don't understand. Who the fuck, well, do he got his own studio? Cause the movies I done seen by this motherfucker be some of the most cheapest, dumbest shit you ever seen. Ain't the cheapest movie, but it's damn sure one of the dumbest. Like, motherfucker, I hate when motherfuckers be getting old as fuck but still want to play the badass. No, motherfucker, sit your old ass down somewhere. God damn, you too old to be trying to play a badass. Motherfucker can't even walk straight, but you want to motherfucking do a high kick into a nigga face and knock him out. Man, get the
Of
fuck out of
Eastern
here.
European war criminals, and most importantly, his egregious lies.
Bro, I totally had sex with 5 girls last night, I swear.
Some of Seagal's lies include fighting the Yakuza for rights to a dojo, and of course, winning that fight.
Hey man, this nigga Steven Seagal be lying his ass off.
Working and helping train CIA operatives in the 70s, and being the first private citizen to destroy a nuclear device.
What? Now that last, who go believe you destroyed a nuclear device, nigga? Who go believe that? Why would you even tell some dumbass lie like that? That's crazy to even think about. Why would you lie like that? That's one of the most non-believable lies I ever heard right there.
That last one is on his official website. Seagal knows himself as the coolest, most badass guy on the planet who is tougher than anybody else, and backs this up through insane lies that are undermined with literally 5 minutes of research. I would hesitate to even call him a liar because he is so delusional, he seems to actually believe his own lies.
Hey, he done been lying so long that shit, he do believe him. That's all that shit is.
This is Steven Seagal, the most delusional man on the planet.
You still fight?
Yes, I do.
You still dangerous?
I hate that too. Like, he be talking so low and shit like that. Man, no, speak up, man. God damn. You ain't gotta talk that low to try to be cool.
Seagal's mom said he was a skinny, small kid who suffered from asthma. Luckily for her, he would grow up to be a fat, airheaded, washed-up actor. Seagal was born in Lansing, Michigan, to a mother of Irish descent and a father of Russian Jewish descent.
I'm Russian. My family are from Vladivostok and Belarus, and
Not Russian Mongol, as Seagal claims.
I'm a Russian Mongol.
While not being a Mongol, Seagal has used his Russian heritage to leverage a relationship with Eastern Bloc presidents such as Putin of Russia, who himself is so delusional he sets up a hockey game with him and the best players in the world, where he scores like 8 goals.
Yeah, cause motherfucker, they had some motherfucking snipers looking right at the players, say, nigga, if you even try to score, it's over for your ass. You're gone. It's over. They're fearing for their life. They might have had the kids in the corner with a gun pointed to their head. You better let them score. Type shit.
And Alexander Lukashenko of Belarus. Both considered the 2 last dictators of Europe. Seagal has also said some interesting stuff regarding the ongoing conflict, but that's past the point. He isn't famous for being a descendant of Genghis Khan, he's famous for his martial arts skills.
Man, you should hear how my uncles and all them be talking about Steven Seagal like he was one of the baddest motherfuckers out there. He was so good at martial arts and all that. Man, his shit be looking so damn slow. His moves be looking slow as hell.
Seagal is a master in Aikido, which is a interesting martial
They
art.
say that shit faker than a motherfucker.
Some people say it's legit and others say it's about as fake as Seagal's hairline. Regardless of how you feel about Aikido, you can't deny the fakeness of Seagal's demonstrations in Russia. I mean, look at this guy. Look how bored he looks.
He putting on an acting show right now, but it look horrible. Like, bruh, not that you put your feet in that man's face like that. Look at this. He put his motherfucking feet all in his motherfucking face.
Seagal ended up moving to Japan in the 70s to teach Aikido, which is where a lot of his BS comes from because it's hard to fact check stuff from 1970s Japan. So you'll just have to take the man's word that all of his stories around this time are true. He taught Aikido in Japan, becoming a master, then taught back in California until Hollywood came a-knockin'. He took this opportunity to turn himself into a movie star in the late 80s and early 90s. He was in big movies like Above the Law, Out for Justice, and Under Siege. While these weren't
I ain't never seen a Steven Seagal movie. I never seen one. So I ain't got no fucking what would you call it? Nostalgia or something like that. I ain't got none of that for Steven Seagal. All I know is from being a little fake like he is right now. Lying about all his stories and all that shit. That's the only thing I knew about him. I ain't never seen one of his movies.
weren't necessarily critically acclaimed, they did numbers at the box office and launched Seagal's star. He got so big that he even hosted SNL and was considered the worst host of all time.
Were you there for Steven Seagal?
Yes.
You were?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
For those who don't know, he is widely and unanimously considered
Close.
the worst host in the history of SNL.
If you make fun of yourself, it will benefit you, and we promise you. And if you don't, and you fight it so much, and that was him, he was too cool and had his image, he wouldn't do kung fu fighting as a cold open or a monologue, and it was like everybody was going.
The SNL clips of Seagal have been mostly scrubbed from YouTube, but you can find them if you dig hard enough, and trust me, they're worth it.
By the way, I was there when he hosted SNL, one of the most famous nightmare, like, can't re-show that show ever. He
Damn, it was that bad? And I don't know what they be meaning by hosting SNL. Did he get his own season type shit? Is that what they mean? Or did he just do like one show? Because that can be like, oh, I hosted a show type shit.
He wrote a scene, and it's the last scene in the show. They got some stuntmen to come in. It's insane. And then there's like some speech, and then he enters the banquet room and starts beating. It's live, and he's beating them up. And then at the very end, he turns to camera and says,
"This is what happens when you pollute the planet."
Seagal also used this fame to mingle with the stars.
How do you do, fellow celebrities?
Including other Hollywood tough guys, in particular Jean-Claude Van Damme, who Steven seemed to dislike for no particular reason.
I was about to say he probably didn't like Jean-Claude. God damn, I can't even talk right now. He probably ain't like him because he was real. He was really about that. Him and wasn't Chuck Norris real too, and basically damn near everybody but Steven Seagal.
I can think of other than insecurity and jealousy.
Thoughts on Jean-Claude Van Damme? Can I laugh in your face?
Rumor has it that at a party Sylvester Stallone was hosting, the muscles from Brussels called out Seagal for talking shit, to which Seagal ran away, being the true martial artist he is. Seagal claims it was the other way around, however Stallone, who has no investment in this, confirmed the original story. And to be fair, one of these guys is a proven liar. It's not Stallone, it's not Jean-Claude Van Damme. Speaking of lies, Steven has many of them that span decades. As mentioned, spending a lot of time in Japan in the 1970s, he could get away with a lot of lies without anybody fact-checking them. Combine this with a quote-unquote tough guy persona and nobody challenging him on anything due to his celebrity status, let him get away with a lot of stuff he shouldn't.
Like, I be wondering sometimes, like, how do some people get famous? Like, Steven Seagal, to me, from what I do, the clips and all that shit, he never looked like a good actor. He don't look like he was something good. The fight scenes was, well, I guess back when he was younger, they looked it better. Well, I'm comparing it to the day, so it's a little bad. Because the first fight scene that popped in my head was fucking John Wick, and that's a horrible fucking comparison right there. Come on now. I can't be comparing the greatness of John Wick to fucking the Steven Seagal movie. That's fucking crazy.
Have.
I'm trying to pass down some of the
I was
secrets that
tripping
made me
just
a
now.
master shooter.
Seagal has so many lies that fall apart under the smallest bit of research, but I'll just keep it to some of my favorite ones. He claimed to have escorted the Shah of Iran out of the country during the revolution in 1979. Do we need the National Guard? Nah, call Steven Seagal. Keep in mind, he wasn't a movie star at this point. This is before all of that.
My thing is, why you telling the most unbelievable lies? Tell smaller lies where like people wouldn't really give a fuck if you lying. Are you telling some of the most unbelievable shit ever?
Another one he claims was being visited by a white dog to warn him that his dojo was being burnt down. But after he attempted to thank the dog was gone. I'm not joking. Seagal literally said
What
this.
the fuck?
And of course, having to
What?
fight the Yakuza.
What type of anime time is he on? He told, but that was the spirit of the fucking dojo come to tell you that they coming. What the fuck?
For ownership over his gym after a debt. Not a gunfight, mind you, a martial arts fight, like straight out of a shitty 80s kung fu movie. He also has a ton of smaller lies, like claiming to move to Japan in 1968 when records show he was attending university in California at the time. And he most likely moved to Japan sometime in the 1970s, however the year can't be confirmed as Seagal has given conflicting reports on this. Most of his lies follow the same tropes as a D-list karate movie you'd catch on TV at 2 in the morning. I don't even think he's a liar because I think he lies so much he's pulled a George Costanza and believes it, which is why delusional is just the perfect word to describe him. It's the big oaf who doesn't realize he is the butt of the joke. His whole fighting career is a bit shady as well. Unlike Jean-Claude Van Damme, who has an actual fighting record, there are no records of Seagal ever fighting in tournaments or...
I mean, they already say Aikido ain't shit for real, so why the fuck would I go into a tournament? Fuck that.
Or MMA bouts or boxing, anything. So you're going to have to take his word for all of his epic stories. Another rumor is that after Seagal claimed nobody could choke him out, Jean LaBelle accepted his challenge and, well, choked him out. To which Seagal shit himself.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I wouldn't expect that. Oh my god. He shit himself. Bruh, do you know the amount fucking, if something happened like that to me and I had money, man, you know how much hush money I'm paying for that shit, man. Nigga, don't you ever bring this up in your motherfucking life. I might put a hit man out on you for saying some shit like that, man. The fuck? Don't you ever tell this story again.
While the details on this story are a bit messy, the one thing that stayed consistent was Seagal shitting himself after getting choked out. This video is sponsored by Guardio. Guardio is a browser extension available on the Chrome and Edge store. It runs scans in your browser to block harmful websites and malicious downloads. It'll block any and all phishing attempts, regardless of the link's source. After you install it, you'll get a free security scan that will detect existing threats on your browser. I think you'd be surprised to what you'll find. Once the scan is done, you'll get a free 7-day trial to remove any threats detected. You think corporate software is keeping you safe? Have you seen these corporations? Once you set up Guardio, your account is good for 5 family members, so you can protect them as well. Get Guardio now and protect your online browsing and information. Avoid installing malware and falling victim to scams, and get real-time alerts when your info is at risk. So if you want a clean and secure browsing experience, go to guard.io/ghostgum or use the link in the description and check out their affordable premium plan for full protection. Seagal also gained a reputation for intentionally hurting stuntmen on set. This later escalated to hurting non-stuntmen, including Sean Connery.
Steven Seagal.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we're going to do a film called Never Say Never Again, and there was a possibility I was going to do Aikido and what have you, and I got a hold of Steven, and we had this training in the building where I had an apartment, and he was really very, very good and everything, and then I got a little cocky because I thought I knew what I was doing. Then I got a bit flash, and I did that, and he broke my wrist.
Many people account stories of Seagal being a nuisance on set, such as John Leguizamo.
I did a movie with him called...
I know him. What movie he played in? Damn. I know him for real. Shit. I recognize him. Fuck it. I ain't gonna pop up in my head.
Executive Decision. Yeah. And oh yeah, all 3 of you saw it. and the first day we get together for rehearsal with the actors and the director, he comes in. I'm in command. What I say is law. You disagree? And I started cracking. I was like, I thought he was kidding. We were just hanging out. Yeah. And he Aikido'd me against the brick wall. Pow! Knocked all the air out of me. I was like, what? What? Yeah.
Yeah, no, boy. Steven Seagal would have had to catch these hands. Fuck that. I don't care if you know martial arts, nigga. You gotta catch these motherfucking hands. You with me? You ain't finna just try to Debo me out here. He tried to Debo people back in the day. Got me fucked up.
What I really want to say is how big and fat he is and how he runs like a bitch. But...
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Now, it's no secret at this time Seagal wasn't very much liked in Hollywood, and there were some contractual things with his agent that allegedly had him blacklisted from big budget movies. Either that or they just realized how much of a goof he is.
Steven Seagal emerges from one of the other ante rooms in the mobile home, and he comes out and he said, I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life. He goes, really? Who wrote it? I did.
But Seagal still wanted to act and keep his name out there, so he teamed up with Steamroller Productions to produce his own movies, which he would star in. And these are very, very, very good movies.
Yeah, the movies I was talking about, fucking, like, nobody wants to see your old ass. You use nobody nowadays. Motherfucker could walk past you on the street and nobody ain't gonna recognize you. The fuck?
So good that I could only stomach 3 of them. The common denominator of all these films, in case you wanted to watch them for some reason, is that besides being complete shit...
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
See, I hate that. You is acting. Why is you talking so low and shit trying to be cool? Your prime is over, bro. Like, damn.
I will snatch every motherfucker birthday.
They all involve Seagal being a badass, special forces, martial arts master.
Yeah, but the motherfucker fat and old. You can't do none of that. You can't make none of that shit look believable nowadays, man.
Or something of that degree. And him barely doing anything, including sitting down for most of it in an action movie. I will give them a bit of credit though. If there's anything good about them, is that they're so god awful that they're kind of funny. I mean, just look at the cover art for Sniper Special Ops. They literally just photoshopped his head onto a smaller, skinnier guy. Now that Seagal is box office poison, he's forced to pump these movies out either for money or to make himself feel better, or a combination of both. But he does more than just act. He was brought onto the Arizona police force for, well, I honestly don't fucking know. He's also a blues singer.
7 doctors say I was born for good love.
He had his own energy drink in Australia, got into crypto, and is an alleged rapist.
Oh my God.
Very much caught up in all the allegations of sexual harassment. You had a rape allegation against you, and I wonder how you deal with all that.
So if you felt bad for Seagal or thought I went a bit too hard on him, there you go. The weird thing about Steven is the negative attention surrounding him is almost completely self-inflicted. By attempting to make himself sound like the coolest guy ever, he became a laughingstock. And by taking himself so seriously, he has ensured literally nobody else will do the same. He's a 70-year-old man who tries to one-up everybody else like a 12-year-old on the school grounds. Which is why I don't think anybody has any sympathy for him, and I don't think he really wants sympathy. I think he wants to live out his days in Russia where nobody will question him ever, and he can continue to pump out these dog shit movies. Which honestly is probably best for the rest of us.
I've said that. I said they should let Steven Seagal do a shot-for-shot remake of all the John Wick movies from memory.
Oh my God.
Just his, and then John Wick meets the Dalai Lama, and the Dalai Lama says to him, "You are more of a Buddha than I am." But John is humble. He's a humble spirit, so he says, "No, Dalai Lama.
We're the same.
We're the same."
Right. Oh my God. But that shit would be funny. I ain't gonna lie, that shit would be funny.
And I'm only slightly better. All things are equal because we are all one. I'm the bigger, I'm the top slightly. If you imagine the number one, I'm the nose part at the top, the little flag. And you're the bottom, the feet. It's not even necessary.
We're both number one.
We're both number one, but you're the
I'm
part.
the little nose
I'm the
flag
nose
part.
flag, and you're the part you can leave off, and people